Good morning, Key Stage 1, and welcome to day 4 of week 5 of your English writing on traditional tales. In today's lesson, you are going to be writing your story, so you're using all of your plans to help you write your traditional tale. I can write a short narrative story, so that's writing the traditional tale. I can also use a range of adjectives and adverbs to add description, so using yesterday's planning to make sure you're describing. And I can even use a wide range of punctuation. So thinking about how you can use question marks, exclamation marks, apostrophes, and speech. We are starting today with a quick handwriting practice, and this is a sentence that we have practiced before, and it is the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And it's a really special sentence because it has all of the letters in the alphabet in this one sentence, so it means you can practice all of your letters. Spend about 5 minutes on your handwriting practice. Make sure it's cursive and you've got your finger spaces. And then after those 5 minutes of practice, watch the video again and then join in with the rest of the lesson. Now it's time to start thinking about writing our story. So over here I have a checklist for writing your story that you can use to help you if you want to. And it will just make sure that you've got all of the features of a traditional tale and that you have got all the features you need for your sentence writing. So the features of a traditional tale, it's got the talking animals as characters. Characters' names tell you about them. It's in a countryside or forest setting. There's a repeated phrase throughout the story. There's a lesson learned at the end, and it's a happy ending for the main character. And then your sentence writing, checking that your sentences start with a capital letter, sentences end with a full stop, question mark, or exclamation mark. You've included speech. You've got apostrophes for possession, apostrophes for contraction. You've used your phonics to help you spell words correctly. You're using your cursive handwriting, finger spaces, you're writing in the past tense, you're adding adjectives to add description, and you're using your ly adverbs. So you can use this just to help you when you're writing and make sure you've got everything you need, but only use it if it helps you. Now I will show you how I would use my plans to help me write my story. So the thing that needs to go at the top is the title, and that is the name of my main character, but you can change the title if you'd like to. So my one is Little Kitty Yellow Boots, and I need to make sure that I use capital letters for her name. As it is the title, you will need to underline it with a ruler as well. Then I will leave a line and start my writing. So I'm going to start with the same story openers that were in Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Little Pigs. I'm going to use Once Upon a Time, but you can use other openers if you'd like to. So Once Upon a Time, and now I need to introduce my main character. Once upon a time there lived, I could say, a small black cat called Little Kitty Yellow Boots. It's like a tongue twister. So once upon a time there lived a small black cat. Because I'm going to be using two adjectives, I'll need to use my comma in between them. So a small, comma, black cat called I need to write her whole name. I can't just use the letters. Called Little, and again making sure I'm using capital letters for her name. Little Kitty Yellow Boots. And at the end of my sentence I need a full stop. So next I can say where she lived. So she lived in the woods. I could say she lived in a small house near the woods. Already used small. She lived in a tiny house by the woods. Capital letter. She lived in a tiny house by the, and I'm going to copy a word that I used in my Little Red Riding Hood writing. I'm going to say she lived by the enchanted woods to make it a bit more magical. Okay, so what did Little Kitty Yellowboots do? She took a bowl of soup or a cup of soup to her poorly brother. So I can say one day, I'm going to need to write her name out again. One day Little Kitty Yellowboots So one day Little Kitty Yellowboots took some hot soup to her poorly brother. And I can even add some more description of my character here. Why did she take it to her brother? Because she was kind and caring. So I could say, one day Little Kitty Yellowboots took some hot soup to her poorly brother because she was kind and caring. And then I've added my description in as well. And at the end of my sentence, I need a full stop. Okay, I'm going to look at my plan now. So I've got Little Kitty Yellowboots takes soup to her brother. I've done that. He was poorly. Yeah, I've said that she was kind and caring. I've talked about her being a black cat. So now she skipped merrily. Okay, so let me read what I've got so far and see where I can put that in. Once upon a time there lived a small black cat called Little Kitty Yellowboots. She lived in a tiny house by the enchanted woods. One day Little Kitty Yellowboots took some hot soup to her poorly brother because she was kind and caring. I could say she held the soup carefully as she skipped merrily through the woods. And then that has all of my verbs and adverbs in there. She held the soup carefully. As she skipped, merrily through the woods. Full stop. So I haven't described the woods yet, but I know in my next part, in the build-up, she goes through the woods and she meets a fox. So I could definitely get some of the description of the woods into that bit. But I'm happy that I've got enough from my plan into my first paragraph. I just need to make sure I've read it through again and that it makes sense, and then I can move on to my next one. So I'm just going to read it through. Little Kitty Yellowboots. Once upon a time there lived a small black cat called Little Kitty Yellowboots. She lived in a tiny house by the enchanted woods. One day, Little Kitty Yellowboots took some hot soup to her poorly brother because she was kind and caring. She held the soup carefully as she skipped merrily through the woods. And it makes sense, so now I would use my plan to look at the next bit, the build up. But now it is your turn. So what you need to make sure you do is that you get some paper ready. So there are some templates available. There's a bigger lined one and a narrow lined one, and you can choose which one is better. Or you can write on some paper of your own. You also need all of your plans because that has all of the information that you need to write about. You need to think carefully when you're writing it and make sure you've included all of these features, your capital letters, your cursive handwriting, your finger spaces, your full stop and other punctuations, and that you read it carefully. Try and include your adverbs and make sure you're writing in the past tense. You can use your sound mat to help you with your spellings. And you can use your checklist for writing as well to make sure you've included all of the features that you need to. I would also suggest putting on some quiet music in the background to help you concentrate. We have part of tomorrow's lesson as well, so tomorrow is a shorter lesson. So if you don't get all of your writing done today, don't worry, there will be some more time tomorrow. But do as much as you can. Good luck with your writing. It is going to be amazing. For your plenary today, I want you to read through the work that you have done. Remember, you don't have to finish the whole story today, just get as much of it done as you can. And then look through your checklist of writing and see how many features you have got. So I'm going to check my list and see. Talking animals as characters. My main character is Little Kitty Yellowboots. She hasn't spoken yet, but she will be talking in the story. So yes, I have a cat as my main character. Characters' names tell you about them. I've got Little Kitty Yellowboots, so it tells me that she's little and she wears yellow boots. Countryside or forest setting, mine is in the woods. A repeated phrase throughout the story, I haven't got that yet, so I'm going to leave that blank. A lesson learnt at the end, again, haven't got there, so blank. Happy ending, not yet. Moving on to sentence writing. Sentences start with capital letter. Yes, they do. Sentences end with full stops. Yes, but I haven't got any question marks or exclamation marks yet. So I'm going to leave that one for now. Or I can have a tick and a dot to show that I've started it. Speech, I haven't got any speech yet. I haven't got any apostrophes for possession or contraction. I have used my phonics to spell my words correctly. I've used cursive handwriting and finger spaces. Is it in the past tense? There lived. She took. She was. She held. She skipped. Yes, mine's in the past tense. Adjectives. Small black cat. Enchanted woods. Hot soup. Poorly brother. I've definitely got my adjectives. And my ly adverbs. Carefully and merrily. I've definitely got some in there. So now it's your turn to check through your writing and see how many of the features you managed to include today. It is time for our reflection then. So today you were writing a short narrative story. You were writing your traditional tale. So I can write a short narrative story. I can also use a range of adjectives and adverbs to add description. And I can even use a wide range of punctuation. Think of how successful you were today as a writer. If there's anything you haven't included, can you think of how you can include it in tomorrow's lesson? For tomorrow's lesson, we'll make sure that you have some time to finish off your stories. And then after you finish writing, we are going to proofread, check and edit your work. Have a lovely day and I look forward to working with you again tomorrow.